Hi, Pamela here, ACE Certified Personal Trainer. I'd like to show you 5 easy exercises for your triceps. Now the triceps runs from the shoulder to the elbow and the biceps is on the other side. Now triceps meaning 3, it is divided into 3 parts, long, lateral, and medial. I'm going to show you these 3 exercises that you can maybe swap for ones you're already using and you've been using them for a while, or maybe you have an injury and you need to look for another way to work your triceps. Now right now I just have these 2 dumbbells with me because, as you know, I just travel with these dumbbells. And I'm going to use the first one. Now you can use 2 or you can use 1. I like to focus on 1 so I can feel and focus on each side separately. So you're going to try to get your chest to be 90 degrees to a bench, or maybe I've seen people stand and do this. These are the kickbacks. If you have a bench, go ahead and use that. It's just there to give you more stability when you do this, so you can focus more on squeezing that tricep muscle as it goes back. The trick to this muscle is this part of your arm stays still. You're just going to use your elbow as the hinge and it comes back. So even if you were to hold this part, you're still doing the exercise the right way. This is not supposed to move. So a lot of times, for example, I'll see people do this. That's not the exercise. Now that's a shoulder exercise. So we're going to keep that top part of your arm still connected, even if you have to squeeze it against your body and just get that feeling of what that feels like. You're going to hold it up here just to make it a little bit harder as you go along. So say you're doing this for a while, you want to make this exercise a little bit harder, you're going to hold it up there, count, let it down, hold it, squeeze, 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 let it back down. Of course, you up the weight as you go, if that's what you're looking for, depending on what your goals are. Now another one, we're going to do over our head. I have these 2 dumbbells. You can also do this with a single dumbbell. Of course, now remember, if you're doing these exercises and you're holding weight over your head, make sure that you're very careful or you have someone nearby in case something goes wrong. All right, so I'm just going to put these 2 sort of together so I can hold it like this, as if they were 1, because I'd normally be doing this with 1. Keeping the elbows in, I'm just going to go to a right angle, lift it back up, squeeze, go to a right angle, back up, and squeeze, down, squeeze, and down. People are stopping. All right, so there we go, overhead. Now another way to do an overhead extension is with 1 weight, and maybe you can't do that all the way over your head. How about to the side? Here's just another version of that exercise. Now, I have people, of course here comes the train. What? Okay, so I usually have people hold their arm just so they know it's not laying out to the side, which you do not want to do. Hold your arm so you can feel it and you know what you're doing. It's really best to do this in front of a mirror so you can see that you're going to a right angle, up and squeeze, right angle, up and squeeze, right angle, up and squeeze. All right, that's just another version, but I have people hold their arm right there so they can feel that it's nice and secure up against their body and not accidentally going out, which could end up injuring yourself that way. Now the next 2 are laying down. So there are, it sounds odd, but they're called skull crushers. And because they're called skull, or just because they're called skull crushers, does not mean that you are supposed to be crushing your skull. All right, so we're gonna lay down. Now, normally I'd be laying at the end of this bench, but because of the situation, the current situation, I'm just gonna lay here and pretend I'm at the end of the bench and the weights are sort of hanging off a little bit more. Right now I'm gonna have to stop the weights due to the board right here, but normally they would be hanging down a little bit. This is probably one of those 5-mile trains or something. So I'm gonna lay back, weights over, elbows in, up, down, up, down. All right, the next one, I'm also going to be lying down, but I'm going to be holding these like so up to my chest, pushing up, and they sort of go into a diamond shape, pushing up and down, up and down. That works these triceps right here. Also the chest. All right. There are the 5 fast triceps exercises. And like I said, just be careful that if you are doing them by yourself, that you have weights that you can handle. You're not trying to up your weights and maybe having an accident, or you're in a situation where you need someone to help you because your arm went too far. So again, I'm outside, but I know I can handle those weights. No one's around. But those are weights I know I can handle, and I'm not worried about that. I'm not changing the weight. I haven't brought out the big weights where I might be a little shaky on that. All right, everyone, so stay safe. Don't forget to exercise, drink lots of water, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everyone.